Hello, fellow gamers, and welcome to another Greenhell episode with the Unkempt Gamer. Thank you so much for coming back, or if it's your first time, welcome. Also wanted to thank everybody that has been watching my videos, especially as of late. We are doing really well, and I have y'all to thank. But yes, I was going to take a vote on what portion of the beta I should do next. Should I focus on a particular tool or item or craftable that we can make? And then this happened. That's right. Creepy Jar commented on the video. Oh, look, we just got dirty there. Squirrel. Creepy Jar commented on the video and said, hey, how about you do something on sleds? So that's what we're doing today. Gonna do a little something on sleds. I'm gonna give you just my experience with it. Also gonna make a recommendation closer to the end of the video. And if you folks have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Creepy Jar's obviously watching, listening, and reading. And if you have a good idea, I know they want to hear it. But anyway, let's get to it. So we had talked about the sleds at length in the previous video, what they can and can't do to a certain extent, and in theory, and how I think they're going to be most powerful. Now, one thing that these pieces of machinery really helped us build was this bad boy. And me and some streamers, two of my streamer friends, this took about 3.5 hours, I think, to build. And largely in part due to these sleds being able to ferry materials back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Now, one thing that initially gave us a headache, because, you know, I'll link back to my video on the beta, just my general video. One of the things I had mentioned is one thing that I think is you're really going to be able to harness the true power of these is with multiplayer. And I envisioned a dream where one person was going back and forth, and then let's just say this one is empty. They take this one out into the forest, they hack down a bunch of trees, and then they bring it back. And by the time this one, hopefully that was full, becomes empty because we've been using it to build, one of my team members has a full sled to bring back to us so we can continue building. That didn't really, it wasn't terrible. Give me a second here. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't as effective as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't as effective as I thought it was going to be. So we tried something a little different that I think has a little bit more success. Okay, well, we're just going to forget about that guy and chase him off. He's making a lot of noise. But anyway, one thing that I found that was a little bit more success was two people going out and bringing back the materials, and I'll explain why. One of the difficulties that we were having was when one person goes out, the last thing you want to do is leave raw materials behind. So what they were doing, essentially, is taking 6 logs and bringing back, you know, long sticks as well. 6 logs, 6 long sticks. That's not the most efficient use of one's time. There's 7 here, and initially I was a little, I wouldn't say frustrated, just kind of confounded, like why would Creepy Jar have 7? You know, that just means I'm going to cut down 3 trees to get 6 logs, and then of course we're going to get 6 long sticks. It wasn't very efficient. So what we did was we took 2 empty sleds out, and instead of having it filled with 7 logs, and, you know, I'm sorry, 6 logs and 6 long sticks, what we would do is we would cut down 7 trees and get 14 logs, okay? And then you can also get your 14 long sticks, but while one person is chopping down those trees, somebody else could be chopping down long stick trees to get even more, because I'll just show you as we do this. Pretend like this one is empty. You can put 40 long sticks in here, 20 on each side, and then you can in the other cart you can do 14 logs. So that was a lot better. Now, as you can see, we filled these up very quickly, and due to that, but that's okay because the stuff grows back, and you've got these here on standby, which is perfect. Now, on the flip side, where it gets a little more tricky is when we went out to go get some bamboo, because, you know, we had the great idea. We started building this in wood, and we're looking at the exterior, and we got a mud top with wood, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. And Sneaky, one of my streamers, said, "You know what? Let's do bamboo." And I agreed with him 100%. It made it a little tougher. It made it a little more challenging because bamboo is a little further out in this area. However, we were up for the challenge. So what Sneaky did was he went all the way over there and just started whacking down trees like crazy, bamboo trees. And me and Keith and Bally, we both took our sleds and we brought them out over here. So let's head over that way. For those of y'all that are curious, I know somebody is going to ask. We are right here, and I'm heading east right now to this little river area. Let's pick this back up and keep moving. You know what? It's not that far. I was going to use the magic of television and video editing to remove this part, but no, I don't think we need to. I will give you guys some visuals. It's getting sunnier. It's getting brighter. It's getting brighter, so that's good. We'll be able to see a little bit better. And as you can see, it's starting to grow back. This used to be a very lush bamboo area. And what we did was we cut down, you'll see these, a lot of these are bamboo logs. We took down all the bamboo long sticks, and the little gaps. We're probably going to come back over here and replant the bamboo long sticks in planters so that we are making maximum use of this surface area. But yeah, believe it or not, these are actually the bamboo logs. Now, I started to allude to this earlier, but the struggle that you're going to have with this is that, you know, your trees that give you logs, they give you 2 logs and 2 long sticks. These, the bamboo log, the bamboo trees that give you bamboo logs, they give you 3. Okay, so you're going to run into a little bit more of a struggle with that. So instead of having, you know, chopping down 7 to get, you know, 14, you're going to have 14 slots if you fill up both of these sides, but you're only going to be able to take down 4 bamboo log trees. It's entirely up to you. It's going to be dependent upon what materials you do need. So just keep that in mind. And this is going to be fuzzy as well because you don't always get 5 long bamboo sticks. You know, when you chop down a cluster of 5 of these, sometimes you're going to get 2 bamboo sticks. Oh, what do we have over here? Speaking of bamboo sticks, yeah, you're going to get 2 bamboo sticks and maybe 4 of these. But the good news is you can carry 30, which means you can move 60 of these long bamboo sticks for each of these sleds. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we were getting a little tired towards the end of the stream. So I'm not surprised we missed a couple, but that's okay. All right, we're going to go on to the next. Oh yeah, and as you can see right there, you can move the sled through the water. How far? I don't know. Probably until... You know what? Let's just test it right now. How about that? Hope this is not a bad... Oh! We're in new territory, folks. Let's see what this does. Does Jake keep it? Does Jake keep it? Oh my goodness. Look at that. All right. We're learning new stuff together. Well, some of y'all may have knew that, but we're learning stuff together. You can swim with it. That's beautiful. You know, what do we make this out of? Well, we made this one out of wood, but I mean, it's got bamboo in it, bamboo floats, so you don't need to suspend your disbelief too much. But yeah, let's head back over here, and we'll keep things moving. Next on the agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about a little experiment that we did to test how effective this is in regards to traveling with materials or doing mud locally. And what we did, we built a mud mixer here. And as you can see, we have some leftovers. We built a mud mixer here to where we have to go over to the river and get 2 things of river mud, drop this in here, and then either wait for it to rain or use 4 of these coconut bidons to get it fully set, so to speak, to be able to mix. So one of us was doing that, and the other person grabbed one of these trusty rusty sleds and went the right way. Let's see here, still learning the controls here. There we go. and then headed on over to the river. This direction, kind of southeast, as I remember. So we're just going to navigate over here. Maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I won't. Here we are. So, can you tell I wasn't the one doing this part? So we have somebody else over here who not only did it closer to the river, but also had their sled with them. Now, if this was just the case where we didn't have a sled, of course this is going to be a lot less efficient because it's easier to drag 2 pieces of this river mud over to a faraway location, which then makes you 7 pieces of mud when you head back over there, mix it and fill it with water, versus coming over here. And this part is easy, filling the mud up, but then now you got to trek all this mud over there. So basically this person over here was loading up 10 pieces of mud because that's what you can affix to your sled. And then they were carrying it back over to our base. Now, one thing I do want to say, one thing that may help with this is allowing us to sprint with this and use stamina. But we'll get to that in a little bit later. But what we were finding is the amount of time that it took to trek this back over from over there, it was practically identical to the efficiency that I had of bringing the river mud over here, adding water, campfire ash to this, mixing it myself here, and applying the mud to the ceiling right there. So not really a benefit to doing one over the other. And when you think about it, resource-wise, not just material-wise by making the sled, but human resource-wise, it would actually make more sense probably just to have 2 people going back and forth over here, which is what we have done in the past in our live streams. Oh, and speaking of live streams, if you want to see us build this, come on over and check us out on Twitch, or something like this, I should say. It's too late to watch us build this. But once again, we built this in about 3 or 4 hours, 3 people. Lots of love from the sleds. And yeah, if you wanted to watch us build it in real time, live, come check me out on Twitch. I'll pop a link down in the description of the video and put a little something up on screen for you. And now's probably a good time to like the video too if you like what you've seen so far. Now let's talk about a way to possibly improve the efficiency. Oh boy. All right. So, one potential way I had just mentioned just a few moments ago would be to allow us to sprint with this, allow us to use stamina. I know that there's certain levels of balance that come with that, but the main reason so many folks, not just my streamers, but just other people in general, may be experiencing a little, we've been spoiled in the past, we'll say, is because we cannot use the crafting rock to transport like materials anymore. As you can see here, we can no longer stack materials in there. So we become pretty spoiled to, you know, one person going out into the jungle, bringing back 200, you know, logs and long sticks and stuff like that, and bringing it back over to the camp. So while this, using this sled is a little more efficient than going out, picking up 2 logs, bringing it back, going, getting the long sticks, bringing it back, we still remember the days when we could use the crafting table trick, the crafting rock trick, to put multiple items on there. But now, once again, in the beta, that is gone. So that in combined, okay, sprinting in conjunction with my next piece of advice would be something that could help lower soften the blow of being spoiled from the crafting table trick. So just allow us to put more stuff in here. Number one, and your first thought is, oh, well, that's going to be another level of imbalance because it's going to be another level of imbalance. It's going to be another level of imbalance because basically, if you stack so much as possible in here, then you can just put as much as you want in here and just bring it back to the camp, and that's not good either. The one counter to that would be helpful would be the one counter to loading up as much stuff in here without having any sort of counter to it would be to allow us to gain weight. So maybe instead of it being 50 pounds, maybe when you're carrying the sled, this could be 150 pounds or 200 pounds or some other arbitrary number, so that when you are carrying this, you will get encumbered if you put too much stuff on there. So on the one end, the folks that are used to using the crafting rock will be able to put a lot more stuff in here, but at the same time, they'll still have the consequence of being encumbered and slowed when they're overweight if they put too much stuff in here. So in summation, one thing that may help us get over the hump of not having the crafting rock trick anymore is to allow us to put more items in here, but to add an encumbered penalty, a weight penalty, if we go over a certain amount. I think 50 pounds is too low, because there should be a benefit to using the sled, but I also don't think that it should be way it is right now where, it doesn't matter if your weight is at 49, you can stack, you can fill this up and still not be overweight. So I think that would be a good potential. Let me know a potential solution to this. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I would love to hear it. And once again, if y'all have other ideas that you haven't heard or other experiences with the sled, please drop those down in the comments. Don't forget to hit that like button. Consider subscribing to the channel. It's getting a little wet out here. Look at this. It's the rainy season. All right, I love it. But folks, with that out of the way, I'd like to wish you happy building, safe building, and many blessings. Thank you so much for watching, folks. Take care.